Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome to The Splash Live. Dave Scott. You like the coffee mug today? Isn't that very crafty? Kind of ties into a little bit of what we're going to be doing on the show. Thank you for joining us. Dave Scott here on Civic Center TV at Lakes FM. Good to be with you this morning. It's a foggy day in West Bloomfield, and that creates some challenges. We'll talk about that a little bit later on the show, but let's get things rolling. The Splash Live is part of 90 minutes of live television each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on Civic Center TV and on Lakes FM. Splash starts at 9:30, as we just did. I'm here today with you. Tyler Keefe will be in at 10 o'clock with the MegaCast. So here on The Splash, we talk about things that are very local, very West Bloomfield. Tyler will expand the geography a little bit when he steps into the studio right about 10 o'clock in the morning. Stay tuned. It's an hour and a half of local community television every single day. Easy to watch. You can catch us every morning right here on Civic Center TV on Comcast on Channel 15. Over on the AT&T side, you'll find us on AT&T Channel 99. There's a menu system. Go in there, select your favorite community, and you'll be able to find us. We're all over social media and the web. Watch us on civiccentertv.com. Go to our homepage and hit the Watch Live button, and you'll find a full high-definition video. Same thing on Facebook. We're live on Facebook Live each and every day, Monday through Friday, and we're also live over on YouTube. So whatever your platform of choice, we are there. You can also, by the way, find us on My Michigan TV as well. So lots of ways to watch us. We are here each and every morning, and a great way to listen to us is to tune in on the radio. As you're driving around, maybe heading off to work this morning, and tuning in right here in 89.3 Lakes FM. And also on lakesfm.com. So lots of different ways to watch. We thank you, however you elect to watch, for tuning in to The Splash. Local news, weather, information to start your day right here on Civic Center TV. So weather is the big news in West Bloomfield this morning. We woke up to a very, very heavy fog. It's still clearing across the area. When it does, temperatures will increase. And I know there's a little cloud with some rain on there on the graphic, but I think it's going to be a pretty nice day. We're going to see plenty of sunshine between the clouds. It's going to warm up to 67 degrees. Another remarkable, beautiful day. I think, real quickly, that the reason we're getting this morning fog the last couple of days is that it is so unseasonably warm. So weather-wise tonight, it's going to be cool. Tomorrow, into the weekend, into next week, expect nice weather, temperatures making it all the way up to the 70s over the weekend. So absolutely remarkable. Thank you for tuning in. Coming up on the program this morning, speaking of the fog, we're going to check in with Greg Campbell from Durham Schools Services. They operate the school buses in West Bloomfield. The combination of dark and fog creates a hazardous situation if you're not careful. We'll get some tips from Greg in a couple of minutes. Suzanne Levine from the West Bloomfield Chamber also checking in, and we're going to talk about the amazing senior resources available on the West Bloomfield Chamber website. That and more coming up this morning right here on The Splash. In Sylvan Lake today, we got a really big thing going on. The historic Daniel Whitfield School Cornerstone was recently reopened. We talked to Helen Jane Peters about that earlier in the week. So this was one of the original schools in West Bloomfield, in Sylvan Lake, was rebuilt, and there was a cornerstone that contained a lot of contents from that era. They opened up the cornerstone. Helen Jane Peters has categorized all that, and that will be the feature of an upcoming episode that she's going to be doing on Civic Center TV. But today, the cornerstone gets remounted, if you will, in Sylvan Lake. Cornerstone will be placed at the Veterans Memorial Park at the corner of Garland and Pontiac Drive at 1:30 today. Community is encouraged to reach out if there's anything that you would like to put in the cornerstone. They're going to seal it up, and then someone's going to open that thing back up in another 20, 30, 40 years, and you might have something that is representative of the time, maybe something about what we just went through with COVID. I'd put a mask in there. Maybe would be something appropriate. It's all going on at 1:30 today. Helen Jane Peters will be there. You can talk a little Sylvan Lake history with her. Should be a lot of fun. Hey, it's a big week for books. West Bloomfield Township Public Library will hold their fall used book sale going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Friday, it's a Just for Friends preview from 7 to 9 p.m. So you do need to be a member of the library, and you'll get your first look at all of the used books. If you're not a member, you can become a member right there on the spot for $10, $15 for family. It continues for the weekend. Saturday, anybody can come. Everyone's invited. And then on Sunday, they'll wrap up the whole book sale with a grab bag kind of thing where you can get a whole bag of books for $5. So you want to get some good books for the kids and for the family, and just increase that impressive bookshelf you have in the living room. Well, why not do it this weekend? The West Acres Craft Show is Saturday. We're going to talk to the folks, I think tomorrow morning, who put this whole thing together. This looks like a really great event. In 1968, the West Acres Artist Market was started, and in response to an increase in more handmade gifts, West Acres Women's Club, who put that market together, has been holding the West Acres Craft Fair since 1974. Been a great event. 48 years later, they are still doing this thing and making it bigger and bigger. I looked at the list of artisans who will be there. Remarkable. 500 or so people have attended in the past. Going to be a lot of fun. The market is at 3700 West Acres Drive in West Bloomfield, right smack dab in the middle of the lakes area. You can see on the map there, it's right by Middle Straits Lake. Head out, go out there. I mean, just looking at the artists that are going to be there. There's some edibles, there's jewelry, there's chocolate. There's some really good crafts for your home and a lot more fun. And even I see, Log Cabin Soap Company will be there. So a lot of local artisans with their goods, and it should be a lot of fun. It's all going on Saturday, and I think tomorrow morning we'll have an opportunity to talk to the people from the West Acres Craft Show right here on the Splash Live. Election day, of course, right around the corner. I planned without the fog to go broadcast live from the clerk's office this morning because today they have extended hours for dropping off your ballot until 7 o'clock tonight, but didn't really want to get out with all the fog this morning. But you can. It's going to clear up. So today, if you want to vote, and you live in West Bloomfield, you can go to the West Bloomfield Township Hall. You don't need to wait till Election Day on Tuesday. And they're going to be open tonight until 7 o'clock. You can go there, get your ballot, fill it out, and you'll be done. And you don't need to wait for the big lines on Tuesday. And they're going to do the same thing Saturday from 8 to 4. Now, no matter where you're watching today, every community in the state of Michigan is offering this ability to vote in advance, and you can do it at your community's clerk's desk. So it's the same for all of our communities here in our area and wherever you happen to be. If you're listening on Lakes FM and you live in another community, that's cool. Their local clerk in that community should have a very similar service. Guys, I know this is really last minute. I don't think we had the video of yesterday's little run out to the drop box, but there is a drop box right in front of the West Bloomfield Township Hall. Actually, there are two on either side of the town hall. So, okay, good. Well, that was very quick response without any warning. So here's me in my car yesterday, driving down Walnut Lake Road, just west of Orchard Lake, going to the town hall. You can see Shaco Elementary over there on the right. There's our studios where we're broadcasting from. And then just beyond there is of course, the West Bloomfield Municipal Complex. We're going to turn in there, and I'm going to show you exactly where that drop box is. You don't even, if you see it in a minute, you don't even need to get out of your car. It's right there and it's easy. So you turn into Town Hall. There's the Lakes FM sign right there over on the left-hand side. So hopefully as you're doing this, you're listening to our radio station as you are right now. If you're driving around West Bloomfield, you drive into the governmental complex. If you've never been there before, come visit, by the way. We'd love to see you. Police department over there, over on the right-hand side. So make sure you're observing all of the speed limits and everything and watching out for that crosswalk. Hey, there's the West Bloomfield Public Library over on the left-hand side where the used book sale is going to be. And then there's our beautiful West West Bloomfield Township Hall. I went left here, but you can go left or right, and there'll be a drop box, really easy for you to go in and drop your absentee ballot off. Couldn't be easier, and I'm telling you, this is so safe. You don't even need to get out of your car. You could just roll in here. There it is, the drop box for West Bloomfield, one of two, and just roll down your window and then drop it in right there. It's very simple. Now you've seen it. We hope you get out and vote through one of the various methods, and then you can always do it the old-fashioned way. That's in fact probably what I will be doing, is going to my local polling place on Tuesday, November 8th. Speaking of Tuesday, November 8th, it's a big day for us here in West Bloomfield. We've got our Heroes Appreciation Breakfast going on. That's going to be going on at the West Bloomfield Middle School. It's free for veterans. It's a great tribute to our veterans. Normally we do this on Friday, but the school is closed for Election Day, and it worked out really well. Really nice opportunity to get together. There'll be a program. Veterans are invited. We're going to feed you a free breakfast. If you are not a veteran, you'd like to attend, there's a small fee. We'd love to have you there. The live broadcast we're going to do is going to begin about 8:30, 9 o'clock. You want to get there certainly before that. We'll have all of it live for you right here on Civic Center TV and on Lakes FM Live. But come on by. It's a great event. Good opportunity to meet a lot of your community leaders who will be there even on Election Day, and a good opportunity to honor those that have served our country so well. It is the Heroes Appreciation Breakfast, and we look forward to seeing you there. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in a minute. When we return, we're going to chat with Suzanne Levine in a couple of minutes and find out about the senior resources that are available for you on the internet. And we're also going to talk to our transportation experts here in West Bloomfield. Joining us in just a minute will be Greg Campbell from Durham Schools Services. Talk about what to do on a foggy day like today to make sure you're being safe around the kids as they're going to school. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Dave Scott. You are watching The Splash Live, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick.
The virus will die.
It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine.
To keep safe and strong.
Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
This November, honor the many people who offer their lives for our freedom at the 2022 Heroes Appreciation Breakfast. Organizations, charities, and local residents are invited to celebrate the men and women that ensure our safety and security. Hear from guest speakers, live performances, and presentations from veterans, officers, and more. Save the date, November 8th, from 9 to 10:30 p.m. at the new West Bloomfield Middle School. Call 248-451-1900 to register. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Dave Scott in our Splash Live studios, safely inside on this foggy day. We're delighted now to be joined from Durham Schools Services, Greg Campbell. Greg, good morning. Welcome to the Splash.
Well, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. I gave you all of like 2 minutes notice before having you on, so I appreciate you taking a minute or two for us. So I got up this morning and looked out my window, and it wasn't just foggy. It was like that really dense fog that you know is going to slow everything down and make things a little bit more hazardous as we go out in the morning. And I was thinking, well, you've got really dense fog. Daylight savings time has not changed, so it's still dark. We got the kids going to school. That is a combination that requires everyone driving to work, many of us a little late, to be very, very careful. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. Whenever I share tidbits with our drivers, I remind them, don't drive past your headlights. You can only see as far as your headlights take you. And so you have to slow down to accommodate that. Speed just kills. You cannot speed, especially in this dense fog. take it easy. Low beams, because high beams will only blind everybody. It creates such reflection. So low beam headlights, don't drive past your headlights. Take it slow and easy. Once late, stay late. You just can't make up time in weather like this.
No, and the white headlights on our vehicles, they pierce through the fog a little bit better than those yellow blinking lights and the red blinking lights too in the school buses that, of course, all the people watching right now slow down and stop when they see those. So you got to be extra careful. And wherever all those lights are flashing, there's some kids walking around and they may not be as conscious, especially the younger ones, about what's going on a foggy day. It doesn't probably enter their frame of thought.
And it's extremely important, as you say, when these amber lights are flashing on the top of a school bus, that bus is coming to a stop. And in just a second, when that bus makes that complete stop, those lights are going red. And that's when all traffic needs to stop. Needs to stop 20 feet behind the bus, 20 feet in front of the bus, leaving room for kids to cross in front of the bus. And I appreciate being here today because I also want to take a second to talk about hazard light stops. Not every school district in the state follows this, but the law allows for hazard light stops, your turn signals running in conjunction with each other. So we're talking about the lower portion of the school bus having the hazard lights on. We do school bus stops with just hazard lights. But what that means is there are no kids crossing the bus, and we have to meet certain speed limit parameters, and we have to get as far to the right of the road. But if you approach a school bus that has just its hazard lights on, you may safely continue around that bus. But if you see the amber lights on top flashing, that bus is getting ready to stop. And when it does, they're going to turn red. So treat that as you would a yellow traffic light ready to stop.
I'm really glad, Greg, that we had you on because I got to admit, when I see a school bus on the side of the road with just the emergency flashers, I just assume the bus driver's having a cup of coffee. So that's
Sometimes
certainly
they are.
right. Okay. Well, that's just fine. I've got my coffee right here, so I get it. But that is really great information. And then the other thing, I mean, look, let's be honest. We're in a hurry. It's the daytime. It's not school bus time. We're coming up to a light and it's yellow, and we might want to rush through that light before it turns red. That is just the absolute most terrible thing you can do when those amber lights are flashing in a school bus. That, as far as I'm concerned, I grew up in the day when we didn't have those,
Right.
So when you see those, start putting your brakes on and stop, because as far as, people driving should be concerned, that you can't be skirting around a school bus at the last second, not knowing when they're going to go red.
And that child crossing could be your grandchild, could be your neighbor's child. We got kindergartners, we've got first graders, we've got all ages crossing in front of a school bus. It's always dangerous. And so drivers are quick to make sure that everything is safe and everybody stopped. Then you get that last minute motorist that's in a hurry, beep, beep, and they want to go around you. They can't. And one thing I love about this location and this community is our police department. If we get a plate, which we always do, they issue a citation. It's $500 for running the reds of a school bus, and it's points on your license. It's something that is taken very seriously in this community. So please stop for those red flashing lights on these school buses.
Well, and then let's take it another level, because it is a challenge, especially tomorrow will be the last day. It's going to be dark again during prime time when the kids are loading on the bus, because we are going to go into daylight savings time this weekend, but it's very dark in the morning. And there could be a bunch of students waiting off the side of the road, and the school bus might not even be there yet. And so you should, I mean, if you're driving in between 6:30-ish in the morning till 9:30 in the morning, especially on a foggy day, you got to know there's going to be kids standing there waiting for the bus along your route.
And not all kids stand in single file lines and watch what's going on. So, kids tend to play at the bus stop a little bit, and especially when the snow falls and the first snowballs they throw, and just horseplay. We do try to lasso that in, but kids are kids. So, I appreciate what you're saying, Dave. When you're driving down the road, and especially in conditions like this, be mindful of students standing at corners waiting for those school buses.
All right, Greg, we could do this for an hour, and let's do that on another day. It takes some more time. Thank you
Absolutely.
very much for making yourself available on this foggy day in West Bloomfield, and thanks for all you do to get our students in the West Bloomfield School District and the other school districts where you work to school safely. Good to be with you.
I appreciate the time today.
All right. Thank you, Greg. We're going to be back in a minute. Suzanne Levine checks in next from the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to talk about senior resources. Don't go away. Good morning. You're watching The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Take a look back in time and recollect local history at this month's Sylvan Story presentation. Learn about Sylvan Lake's illustrious past from the lovely Helen Jane Peters as she discusses everything she can about Whitfield School's teacher and principal, Mr. Glenn Husted, and the letters he'd write to soldiers fighting in World War II. Sylvan Story. Drop by at 6:30 p.m. Thursday, November 10th at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Good morning and welcome back to The Splash Live. Dave Scott here at Civic Center TV. Thank you for joining us during our 90 minutes of live television every Monday through Friday morning. Tyler Keefe standing by. He'll be here just after the top of the hour with the MegaCast. We hope you tune in. Thanks for listening and watching wherever you are around West Bloomfield, maybe listening on the radio or watching on TV or one of our many social media outlets. Good to be with you. Joining us now from the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber is Suzanne Levine. Suzanne, good foggy Thursday morning to you.
Yeah, I sort of feel like I'm in a fog right now, so I can blame it on the weather.
Yeah, until I get a couple of good cups of coffee right here. There it is. Yeah, I'm definitely in the fog as well. Well, you're helping our senior community get out of the fog when it comes to senior resources with a great asset on your website. And there's a big link. It says Senior Resource Guide. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, originally, as I've mentioned before, I bill myself as a business matchmaker. And so I realized we have so many different businesses and organizations that want to serve that community that I created a group, the Senior Resource Group. This is open to chamber members only. And then we made this fabulous partnership with West Bloomfield Parks and Rec, where every month we offer free classes on healthy, wealthy, and wise. These are not infomercials. These are basically great information for seniors to make educated decisions about the direction of their life and hopefully to improve the quality of their life. So, excuse me, when I created the group, we decided how great would it be to have a special separate senior resource guide on our website where they can go and kind of look at some of our members, and then it links back to the regular directory. But this is just a great guide for individuals that are seeking information. Of course, I get a lot of phone calls from the children of the seniors and the seniors looking for some direction, but I love to point them to the guide to give them some options.
Well, and it's so important. We're all getting older, of course. We baby boomers are a huge set of the population, and we need these resources as we get older. These decisions that we make as to where we're going to live, how we're going to get our medical treatment, all these, what our lifestyle is going to be, and the happiness that we are able to enjoy in our senior years are so important. And when you take a look at a community like West Bloomfield, it's even more poignant because we're a suburban bedroom community for the most part. and we've been around for a while. So we've got a lot of people that have grown up here, even a little bit older than you and I, that have spent their whole lives here, and they're really excited about continuing to spend their lives here. And one of the good things is that as we've gone through this transition in our community, we're seeing more and more assets and resources in the way of facilities where people can live, but also in the way of resources like your senior resource guide on the web.
I know, and this age group seems to have the most disposable income as well, and they're more educated, and they want the information to make decisions, based on what will suit their lifestyle, whether they want to age in place, in their home, and they need home health care workers, or perhaps they want some independent or assisted living facility. And we also have memory care, which I think we could all use a little bit of some help with memory to
Absolutely.
our hard drives in our brain are kind of overloaded right now. We could use some sort of help, but it's really great because I know many years ago when my parents were in that position, I wasn't in this position, and I was not able to really, do due diligence the same way that I can help people now. So it's really very rewarding for me.
And let me tell you, it's not just our parents. I'm working with my brother right now, my older brother, to help him start thinking about some of the resources, and it gets me thinking about them. I won't be too long when I'll need some of those resources as well. And let me tell you, just in helping my brother, it's a complicated waters, difficult waters to negotiate. You got to figure out your budget. You got to figure out your living. You've got, to deal with all the insurance and financial matters, and then just dealing with the daily challenges of, running our life. And more and more now, what's really cool is that there are so many opportunities for people to continue to enjoy the lifestyle that they want and remain as independent as possible with all these great services. And here in West Bloomfield, and the greater West Bloomfield area, we're pretty well set up for that, always working to be better, but there's a lot of resources here available.
Absolutely. And West Bloomfield Parks and Rec is like a fabulous partner with the Chamber. And every month, they have fabulous classes and even field trips that the seniors can take. I know the library offers courses and free classes. There's so many resources that are untapped for these seniors, and really looking to social workers to help advise the family, looking to an attorney to help advise on legal matters. It is very complicated, but there are resources today to help people navigate this very emotional and financial journey.
All right, so to find the Senior Resource Guide, a good starting point, Suzanne, for all this information, all they got to do is go to the Chamber's website, correct?
Yes, westbloomfieldchamber.com. And I'm always happy to help people that are in our community that aren't Chamber members. They can contact me at wbloomfieldchamber@gmail.com or 248-626-3636. And hopefully I can direct them, to some of the resources they need to make sure that their parents and their siblings, whoever they may have to take care of, can find the right path for them.
All right. Well, thank you for all your work at the Chamber. Time is running short here. Thank you also for your work on the Cable Commission, which you're actively involved in. And we do so many things like the Heroes Breakfast, where Parks and you and Civic Center TV and the library, we all work together in these events. And maybe we can get a little bit more actively involved from our standpoint in some of these senior activities and just take it to the next step. Good job, Suzanne. Thank you this morning.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's it. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Fog is lifting. Be careful, though, out there. Enjoy the beautiful warm weather. We'll talk to you tomorrow.